Hey, Decathlon Gamer, welcome back to Tennis Manager. It's episode number 23. The debt's bad. We're in October, though, so we'll see how things go in the near future. But in the meantime, after winning our first senior level tournament with Martina King, we are back down in the juniors for the moment at a 500 level. Number one seed, number one rank in the juniors at this stage as we come up on the end of the season. In other news, Montgomery out in the first round, but a higher level tournament, so 1,500 payout. Cross, second round exit through injury, herniated disc. Holy crap, I've been there, so I know. 1,500 for that payout, as it was a slightly lower tier tournament. And King now in the third round of this 500 level. She is pretty exhausted from back to back deep run tournament stuff that without rest, so she is hurting. We'll see if she gets all the way through the tournament. This could be a stopping point for her with a 34th ranked 15 seed, but not necessarily. The quarters would actually be easier than this round if she gets past this one. She does get past it, 6-4, 6-3. It was definitely an easier quarterfinal. It was the lower ranked outside of the top 100 player who got through. So 6-1, 71% of the points won. It only took 73 points to complete the match. A few episodes back, I took 5 minutes to go on a little bit of a rant, but it was a cross between a rant and posing a question. Now, I recorded that few episodes together back to back, so I never saw the comment section until after. First off, I want to apologize. It was a 5-minute rant, I know, and rants are never very welcome. I kind of figured I could do that at that point because I had 7 hours of content and 12 hours of the series before ever even posing any sort of rant. But even then, apparently, just some people don't like to hear rants. And this is definitely not going to be a rant either, as we have yet another hour of content and a couple more hours of gameplay. As I continue on, the feedback, though, because I did pose a question in that. It was not just a rant. I was curious as to what others thought. And I think the consensus, the idea was it was your player and their relative quality compared to the level of the tournament that you're in being the other element that I was leaving out as to why form is the way it is and why a semi-final appearance could see a form drop. If your player considers it a low-level tournament for their standard, even a semi-final is bad. It's a bad position to exit in. I can see that. I can see that being the reason why, and where theoretically a high-level tournament, a prestigious tournament that they're just lucky to be in, making the second round could be a form boost, as opposed to losing in a final or losing in a semifinal of a low-level tournament is disappointing because you feel you should win comfortably. Speaking of, should we win comfortably? We are the number one ranked player. Martina King seems to be over the juniors at this stage in her career. She wants to focus on the seniors. So this could hurt her form if we were to lose now. Balanced match. Should advanced 1-1 all time against this player. And now 2-1. But only just. We lose the opening set on the tiebreaker and then win fairly close second and third sets. Take 54% of the points overall. Plus 12 on the winners. Equal on unforced errors and plus 3 on forced errors. Definitely a close contest, but into the final. Based on that analysis, based on that assumption that many of you made in the comments as we go back to this for a moment, in theory, dropping down to lower level tournaments to build form, to get victories, wouldn't necessarily build form. And could be an explanation as to why we just can't seem to find form with other players. No matter if they win 3 out of 4, it was still continually putting us in that same scenario of, well, the tournament itself is too low level. You have to win many times. playing in a higher level tournament, like, where's the trade-off? There is no answer other than training. Training being the only way to find the form and get yourself enough bonuses to go out and perform at a higher level tournament where you feel a win is going to be good. Tricky trade-off. Difficult thing to do. 7 seed, 18th ranked player for the final. Balanced match, should win. 3-0 all time. Not necessarily later stuff. First finals match, all 3 wins though. Took 3 sets, and it's been over the last 3 years. With our recent form, with our recent progress, and now being a senior level tournament winner, obviously Martina is ready to move on to that, and I'm starting to agree with her. For one thing, 300s are just not a big deal anymore, but the 500s and the slams are still, a part of King for this season anyway, and her career path and trajectory. Now, the junior finals, that's the one thing left this year that's going to be a big deal. For a 500 level tournament, it's kind of a big deal. Like, we just got our 500 level maiden victory very recently, and here we are, about a month later, going, is 500 a big deal? Not necessarily. So it's kind of funny how quickly we're transitioning up, but a lot of it's coming down to a deeper understanding to the core mechanics of the game on what really matters. And if, this is the last time I'll talk about it, if what was suggested is true, if the level you play at is one of those relevant elements to form, getting to a higher and higher level becomes more and more important.
15 love.
King broke Pushkareva on the first game. So we've already got the upper hand in this one and go up 4 games to. More importantly than the early lead in this first set is the fact that our opponent has already flipped to stressed and is dying. She is dying on the court now. She has so much fatigue that she's already gotten into the discomfort stage as she's down around 5%. Totally fatigued. Her lack of stamina, our physicals giving us a huge advantage, and as we were on set point there, we scrape the back edge of the line but can't get the call and have to continue on, and I totally had her beat there on the left, and you can see how she just collapses after winning that point, but I have no idea how she reached that ball when she has no legs whatsoever, and she literally jumped from one edge of the court in one step to the other edge of the court to play that ball, and then ends up winning that game to keep this thing alive. The set is not over. Despite the massive advantage that we are carrying, here we are going to extra sets and making rookie mistakes right now. But as we are at least going to play a couple more games and possibly see, well, at this point, hopefully see a tiebreaker in this first set, as we now trail with service 40-15, 40-30, still can't put it away, and finally do. So tiebreakers it is. When we had that early advantage and looked like this could be a quick set, it's been anything but against the run of play or against the service on the return, we claim that first point, give ourselves the front foot here. Again, how is she reaching those balls? But eventually we get that second point and can serve our way into a 3-love lead in this tiebreaker. Would be a huge advantage here. We don't want to just split these points, and we do. It's 3-love. We are well ahead in the driver's seat on this tiebreak now, though of course she does serve these next 2 points. If we can split these, it's all but one. On the back foot at the moment, but getting back to level terms. She could go clear from one side to the other, but we can't go from mid to the right on a soft, deep ball. That was such an easy one to reach for our physical prowess. It's 5-1 though. We did split it anyway. I'm mad about 1 point. We scored 5 of the 6, and I'm mad about the 1 point we didn't score. Perfectionism. Mistake. 5-2.
4, second service.
6-2. Nice return there. She didn't even move.
Second service.
I think she was anticipating it was going to go the other way, and when it went to that opposite sideline, she couldn't react. She can't reach that one either, and we win the tiebreak. We take the first set anyway, but we made that a lot closer than it needed to be. And as we start set number 2, her physical reset after the break is very minor. She's still at about maybe 8% as we serve that one deep into the corner and immediately get her on the back foot. Chance to get ahead here for this second set early on. That goes a little long. I think we had that ball covered anyway. Against a fatigued opponent, our strategy can be extremely effective and is proving to be. She's reaching fewer and fewer of those balls to those edges, and we comfortably take that first game without even having to paint the corners. Oh, and she ends up forfeiting in the second game of the set. So she's given up on it. Probably hurt herself, actually, because, I mean, her fatigue levels were better than they had been in that first set. That is a win. It was probably inevitable anyway. But King wins a 500 level tournament, her second junior 500 tournament victory. Following a difficult stretch, we find ourselves not on the verge of having things under control. We're finding ourselves with some challenges. King is happy, her form is good, but her physical condition has tanked with back-to-back-to-back tournaments. Havda, not so happy, but we do have her form okay. She's actually doing all right, but we still can't seem to get her anywhere in terms of satisfaction and actually winning anything. Montgomery, morale's okay, but it was good recently, but she was mad that we weren't achieving goals, yet she is 50%. She's achieving half her goals. Her form's down again, her morale's down again. It's hard to get anything going, but we're getting her, getting some wins and doing all right. Yeah, and we're playing higher level. She's making a little more money right now, and we're trying to keep her busy down the stretch. But because her ranking dropped, she's down to 118. All of a sudden, she's not qualifying for a couple of the tournaments that we scheduled, and we're going for higher level tournaments, and so she's not been accepted into a couple of jobs, which is making life a bit more difficult right now when we're trying to keep her busy, and all of a sudden she can't get into a tournament. Meanwhile, Kayla Cross, the new one, rankings okay, and then she went and got hurt, so her form's suddenly plummeting because she makes 1 second round exit. One tournament she makes a second round exit. It was a high level tournament, and her form plummets. And the exit was because she gets injured. Her morale tanks, her physical condition, everything tanks. Now she can't compete. It's just like that. One injury, and the one who had happiness and form and was playing well is suddenly doing the exact opposite. You just can't seem to win here. I've at least brought the balance back down to 404k. So 2 weeks later, we're right back into another 500 level tournament again. I didn't anticipate that I was going to be kind of making the jump to the seniors this season. It's a little too late to change the schedule now, so the focus this season is on trying to finish number 1. I didn't expect that to ever be the focus for King this season. It was like, oh, we're going to be in the top 10. Let's see if we can stay there. All of a sudden, are we number 1? Are we the best junior out there? Maybe. But we've got more to prove, and with me quick simming, because I don't need to focus on the third 500 level, right? The focus is changing. Before we jump straight to the final, where the only hurdle along the way was literally the first round that went to 3 sets and was close, comfortable after that. Cross recovered from her injury and pre-selection for the World Cup finals with the same 5 players. Oosterhout, who was seen as a 2-star last time, has broken over into that 2.5-star rating. And the final against the Canadian 72nd ranked player, unseeded for this tournament, should be an easy match for us. and is 6-1, 6-1, third 500 level junior tournament victory. And Martina King is just flying right now, cruising on all cylinders. And in just 2 weeks, I've turned things around. Back to top form for everybody, for the most part. Morale is mostly fixed for everybody. And form is right where we were, with Cross and Montgomery at least being weak and not awful. At the end of October, I've brought the debt all the way down to 353,000, which is way lower than what the month started out as. There's two reasons for it. One, we made almost 30,000 in tournament winnings, but two, and it's probably because we're coming up on the end of the year here, the equipment contracts had specifications that have been met. And because of that, the equipment suppliers have provided us with 52,000 additional. So it was actually a very good month where we've completely made up for the usual losses. Keeping an eye on those banking costs. It's at 17,000 right now. Guaranteed, at the rate we're going, we are headed for another bank loan to stay afloat. That means we're going to have additional banking costs next year. I noticed we didn't have those additional banking costs this year, so it seems to be 1-year loans is my assumption on that. So we've qualified for our first juniors finals. Last year we were just outside of the rankings necessary, and actually in that I think we were 12th or 13th. We might have made it had I put a bid in, but I figured we were too far out. In years past, usually the top 8 is the top 8, and that's been about that. It's been rare to see a 9th or 10th place even come in. But this year, all the way down to 13th in the rankings for what's supposed to be the top 8 players. Now, I come in as the 1 seed, which puts me in a good position because they split it up into 2 groups, and you get 1 on one side of the bracket, but in the other group you get 2 and 3 before you get back to 4 on your side of the bracket. And then 5 and 6 goes back to that second side of the bracket again to get 4 there, and you pick up then 7 and 8 on your side of the bracket. So being the 1 seed has a significant advantage for the group stage of this one. Top 2 from each group will then make the semifinals with a 1v2 from the opposite groups pairing up. So we have a very good opportunity to make it as hopefully a 1 seed, if not a 2 seed in this one. And with down to a 12 and 13, that helps too. That really helps too in terms of their actual rank. The other thing that could help us is, as we've now entered November, we're right back to that debt level where we were before. 433,000 in debt. This is a good opportunity to make some money, because losing in the group stage, we're guaranteed 3 matches, is a guaranteed 6,000 in terms of prize money. So at least 3K to help with some of that debt. But let's say we actually make some progress and get some wins. You win all 3, you're looking at 12K instead. You make the final instead of the semis, you're looking at an additional 6K. So everything further on increases what you're getting in terms of winnings. And points too. Points can accumulate pretty quick here. Format's a little bit different. The matches are a little bit shorter. Here we go. We are in Chengdu, China for our first chance at the juniors finals. Number 13, the lowest one, Kovakova. We've beat her all 3 times that we've gone up against her, and it's all been in the last couple of years, and it's all been 2 sets. It is supposed to be an easy one. Let's simulate this first one. It is a win. It's regular. Okay, so group stage is regular. 6-2, 6-3. Maybe it's all regular. It wasn't last year. If I remember correctly, last year's edition of Tennis Manager, you did not play normal matches here. Maybe that's changed. Yamamoto gets the upset against Rara. We are going to go against Yamamoto this time. Would that guarantee? No, that would not guarantee. But we could get a healthy advantage in terms of the sets and games. It pretty much all but guarantee a spot in the semis here. It's balanced match though, not an easy one like the last time. But we've beat Yamamoto all 4 times, 3 of those this year. Not sure how we don't even have a result here. Was that a Okay, I do recall this one vaguely. It was a year ago. But we had an opponent who won her semifinal and then ended up withdrawing with an injury and didn't play the final. So we got, it was like a 200 or 300 level win without even competing for it. But since then, a couple quarterfinals and a semifinal, all victories this year. One of them did go 3 sets with a close one. We should be favored here, but let's go ahead and speed past this. And we are. It was close. It was close, but we do win in 2 sets. And with that, we are guaranteed a spot in the semis because Yamamoto and Kovakova are going to go head-to-head with each other. One will come out on top. One will lose. So one of them will be 2-1. One of them will be 1-2. Even if Ferrara beats us and knocks us down to 2-1, we are still guaranteed to go through. We also have the tiebreaker, so we've won our group, because even if we lose all okay, maybe not even if we lose, no we are, right? Because guaranteed you can't lose 3 sets. You're not going to play the 3rd set unless there's a tiebreak necessary. Is the likely head-to-head at this stage. Penikova will be against Oosterhout. Oosterhout is 0-2. Wow. And meanwhile, the 2 and 3 seed on that side, 2 and 4th ranked players, have struggled a little bit at 1-1. 2-0 all time against Rara, but that was 2 years ago when we played each other. Balanced match, favored slightly, crushed her. 6-love, 6-1, 70%, only played 70 points to get 49 of them. 32 winners in those 49 points. She had just 5 winners. That is one of the most dominating performances I have seen. So Yamamoto is the one who ends up moving on, and she upsets Kristina Penikova to make the final. So it would be a rematch with Yamamoto for a chance at the junior championship. To do that, though, the semifinal is going to be the harder match. The semifinal is us against the 3 seed, 4th ranked Fyoretkova. The Czech player, currently ranked 4th, has 0 titles, and we've beat her 4 times head-to-head, and are the favorite. Okay, so 2 matches a year ago, 2 matches this year, all of it earlier stuff. None of this is later heavy implication like what we have now. But 3 of the 4 times we beat her in straight sets. And in 5 of those 6 sets, the wins were very comfortable. The other match, the most recent, was the closest we've had, losing the first set 2-6, but then going on 6-3 and 6-love to put it away and comfortably. Is fatigue a factor? I do think that right now this is the match that matters most. So we're going to play out this semi and the final with a chance for a junior championship. That is if we get through this semifinal. By now, everybody has already played 3 matches. This is going into a 4th match. Fatigue could be on the high side. There has been a 1-day rest from the group stage till now. I'm already pretty late into the episode, but I think this is the tougher of the 2 matches. So I'll take it a little slower initially, but we'll speed things up. I was hoping for a physical advantage, hence the mentioning the back-to-back-to-back days, already a 4th match here, but Fyoretkova is not bad on her fatigue at all. She's worse off than we are, but she will not be impacted unless this thing goes into a crazy deep state where we're really pushing on with 3 tight sets. Already, first game is ours, but that was with service. Here is the test of what do we do on the return. If we can put up a competitive, even if we don't win this game, I'm going to feel pretty good. We take the first point, and placement-wise, like we were nowhere near the edge, nowhere near painting the corner on that one. So to beat her that easily, again, paint the corner a little bit better. She was on that side and couldn't react and get to it, meaning physically, she's just, wow, that was so well
15,
placed.
30.
What a return ball, though, on that. She played that really well. We were on the verge of love 40 advantage, and
30 all.
perfectly placed ball. Thought we had it for sure. She couldn't reach the easier ones, but she reaches the hard one,
40,
and all of a sudden
30.
she's come alive, right? It should have been love
Second
40,
service.
and yet all of a
Four,
sudden it's
deuce.
40-30. And we lucked out there as that one looked like it touched the
Four, second
line.
service.
Center of the ball was on the edge of the line, but okay.
Advantage.
Oof. Perfectly placed again. This time she doesn't even move a
Second
muscle,
service.
and we have advantage. Chance to break. A chance to attack. Oh,
Deuce.
overhit massively that one. And that wasn't necessarily power. I think we had a little
Out.
too much
Advantage.
underspin on that and just made it
Four,
carry further.
second service.
And now she has the advantage. Regardless of the outcome of this game, we're already proving that we can break her. We've had multiple opportunities to do so, and it's looking like she's somebody that you can get winners
One
against.
game all.
We make the mistake, it's one game all, but I am confident that we can break her. So we go up 2-1. She levels at 2-2. We go up 3-2. And we break her, just like that. It's 4-2. But she turns around and breaks us. Can we break her again? It's suddenly becoming the break dance game. And with a 40-15 advantage at 5-3, we seal the first set. 6-3.
Second set. 4, second service.
Yeah, that set went from
House.
service
15
leading the
love.
way to breaks leading the way. And we are one set away from a final and an easier match against a Yamamoto who we've already beaten. First game of the second set, we had a break point. We have another now, advantage and take it. So we do win the first game here and then comfortably take game number 2 to get very much on the front foot. Speeding things up. Chance to break it. We break her again. Four straight games to open the set. And then we come from behind and nearly take the next one. A couple times. Again. Been on the front foot many times, but eventually she survives and gets that must win game. But here we are, just a couple games later with the 5-1 advantage in the set and a match point. Just squeezing that one perfectly on the line. Thought we had the winner. Then we do get the winner. Painting those corners perfectly here. Aggressively. And into the final. So Yamamoto, who we've already beaten in this finals. During the round robin, it was 7-6 with a tiebreaker and 6-3. Not easy, but it was 2 sets. We do have that perfect record. This is the one we were looking at where we had that final where she forfeited. But we are 5-0 all time. Really 4-0. 4-0 all time. Only going to 3 sets once. That was the semifinal in the Wimbledon Junior just this year. Where we knocked her off on our way towards winning that tournament and launching ourselves towards the top of the rankings. We're enthusiastic. She's thrilled. We're at 100% on the fatigue. She's at 95. No advantage there. But what about the others? She is concerned and troubled. I fixed the motivation before. We're still concerned and troubled, so we are exactly the same. We serve first, and it's 40 love in this first game. Chance to
40,
take control
15.
early on. A little bit of a mistake there. Forced error.
House. 40, 30.
Unforced error. And we allow her to creep into this first game when we were in total control.
Game. First
We let
game.
that one go, and there is the first game. Unforced error on that one.
15 love.
Here's that same thing as that first game. Do we have the ability to break her? Obviously we do. We've beat her 4 times. I really can't count that first one.
House.
Mistake.
15 all.
15 all. We can definitely keep a
second
rally
set.
going on the return. No problem. Our opponent isn't really doing much to threaten us right now, but I'm not doing much to threaten her either as we attack the net and then go claim the
15-30.
point. 15-30. Well done there.
Four,
Very
second
patient,
service.
but then picked our moment. We immediately put her on the back foot, but did not paint the line well enough there to claim that point. But we slice that one,
15-40.
leave it short, and she comes up and hits it long. And 15-40. It's break point. Pull that one hard right and go back to it. It would have been a sure winner. She was definitely anticipating the opposite direction. We pulled her away from it, but we hit it just wide, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches too wide. Maybe 3 inches too wide. Oh, and again, we're back to deuce. We've had the chance. We've absolutely had the chance in this one, and again the mistake. So 3 straight mistakes are the only thing keeping her in it. She hasn't beat us at all. She's not hitting any winners. We are dictating every point as we play that one very well to get back to deuce. There's her first winner. That's the first time she's hit us well, and it wasn't that complicated, right? Pull us one way and just hit it the other way gently. Double mistakes there. Gives the game away, so we are 1 game all, but with serve. Look how quickly and easily we score the point. She didn't have any points. That simple. And we're very much on the front foot for this point right now. She's having to play ultra defensive at the moment. She got a little more into that, but then ends up going wide. 30 love. Poor first serve, and second serve just misses. A little too aggressive on that second serve. But still shows how much we are dictating this one. Forced a mistake there, as we had a lot of spin on that ball, and it nearly hits that second one. She just gets the racket underneath it before it hits, and can't get it up and over the net. And here we are on game point, but another mistake, and it's 40-30. But I'm liking that I'm seeing that King is in control at most moments, especially when serving. 2 games to 1. On the return, we're very quickly turning it into a 50-50 scenario almost every time. I mean, this is an even rally, just back and forth. Both are hitting it harder and deeper, and eventually she makes a tiny mistake, and we take that first point. But we instantly put her into a tight spot, but she hits it well and wins the point. But she's not controlling this play. Like, not necessarily. With serve, you can almost always control. She's not controlling that well, so I'm pretty confident that we can get the job done. At some point, we will break her, and we had another chance here. We were up 30-40. But eventually lose that game. It's just me. I thought it was already 30 love, and then she hit it long, and we didn't get points. We do get the game, though. Here we are again. Love 30. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, and there it is. 4 games, 2, and we are now in control of the set. And so far, she has not properly challenged us when we've served. 5 games, 2. So even if she gets this game, I'm very confident that we can turn around and get it on the next game. She has advantage. She gets the game. It's 5-3. We nearly broke her again, though. And just, look at that. Just like that. 30 love. 40 love. Set point. Quick fatigue check-in. Of course, they're going to get a rest here. Hopefully soon.
40-15.
Wow. King. Just like, yeah, no, I'll get the next one. I'm not going to run. Not sure why not. That was a pretty damn easy, reachable ball, but okay. We were in the middle, and it wasn't that wide. We pulled her well wide. Not sure why we didn't switch back the other way. Nice.
Out. 40-30.
We're making a lot better use of the underspin and the top spin to really kind of put a little slice and just curl that ball up and over the net. There it is. First set. 6-3.
Second set.
Anyway, that fatigue check-in,
Four,
right?
second
She's
set.
tiring more quickly than we are. So
Love
if,
15.
for some reason, she pushes this to a third set before the end of this match, we can get that physicality advantage and get
Love
her
30.
playing worse. So we have kind of a double advantage right now. Not a huge one, right? It's kind of close, kind of tight, but in service, we are so comfortable. In the return,
30.
every game we're having a
Second
chance
set.
to break. It's just we're not breaking frequently, but having that
30 all.
chance to do so.
Fault. Second set.
Yeah, this,
30, 40.
that should have been for the game.
Second set.
Break point now, but we already should have broke her. Already. Oh, and then again. So every ball that King missed by half an inch, and one didn't miss. We just couldn't get the call. And that was the only difference. Otherwise, we win that one. That was well wide.
4. Second set.
Back
Love
foot.
30.
While serving. Love 30. Is
Four,
this going to be
second
different?
set.
Yamamoto changing it up. She's hitting the ball a lot harder, it seems. Played it well.
14,
Somehow still
13.
managed to get on the front foot, right? We went to the net
Fault.
and
Second
attacked
set.
it. She put us in a defensive situation, and we very quickly turned it into an offensive situation. And from love 30, it's game point. It's 40-30. And she's playing well. Yamamoto's playing much better to start this set. Much better. Looking like this is not going to be an easy one. I might have gone long there, but the ball
Advantage.
tailed off, dropped. Advantage. And this is the first time with service that we have properly been challenged in this match so far. Like, we're a little on the back foot here. She makes the mistake, we get the game. But yeah, definitely a tighter contest right now than what we were seeing before. I mean, we are comfortably ahead with 57% of the points won. Just the one double fault that we saw. +6 on winners. It's the serve winners where she's getting us, apparently. Unforced errors, -5. But forced errors is +8. Oh. She gets the call that we can't get in this game, and yeah, look at the difference. She's serving, and we are not challenging right now.
40-15.
Still in a good position, but this set is definitely not a foregone conclusion. It's a much tighter contest than the first set was. Back to deuce. Solid winner there.
Advantage.
She goes out. We have advantage. It's break point.
Second service.
Second serve is going to give us a chance to get on that front foot. Not exactly on the front foot. She's definitely trying to play it like she's the attacker, the aggressor. And she goes out. Yes. Okay, 6-5. If we can hold serve here, it's over. It would be 7-5. It's definitely a stretch. It's definitely pushing us harder than we got pushed in the first set,
15
without a
love.
doubt. But we could take it here without having to go to the
Second
tiebreaker.
service.
15 love. Thought we might have had the winner there. Thought she wasn't going to reach it. I don't think that's a forced error.
13-15.
Pretty sure that was an unforced error, but we come back quickly
Second service.
with a very short rally to get that one. It's 30-15. Well played, and she hits it
14-15.
long. It's match point.
Game and set.
Got the winner. Junior final champion Martina King. Now she really is ready for senior tournaments. No need to spend any more time in the juniors next season. Slams? we'll probably take the slams and the junior finals. So I think we're going to play in the juniors like 5 times next year, and that's going to be about it. Juniors, job done, complete, check. I figured with the lower facilities it was going to be really hard, and it's proven to be much more difficult, especially with the finances the way they are. But Martina King has done very well with her development, and the form has been very impressive indeed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.